Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Ask Coffee at School of Culinary Arts. My name is Chef Caesar. Today I want to show you how to make some really simple zucchini cakes. I like to make this in the summertime because zucchinis are in season, so you can find them really available out there and very nice. So one of the things you want to do is to get the ones that are like very nice and smooth, not too many blemishes, so you know they're not being bumped around. So I got my ingredients ready to go. I got some onions, finely chopped, some fresh garlic, some eggs, some grated Parmesan cheese, and some panko breadcrumbs. So we're gonna shred the zucchinis. You want to cut the bottom a little bit off, not too much on the top, right? Then you're gonna cut them like in half. And we're gonna shred them in a cheese shredder, right? So this is something I really used to do. I'm doing about 3 cups, but you can make more, so it really depends how many cakes you want to make. But 2 big zucchinis will probably give you more than enough for 3 cups for one recipe. As you can see, they're very easy to shred up, very soft. If you want to use yellow squash, you can too. One of the things I've done in the past, these are just vegetarian, but if you like to put some kind of protein, I've done some chopped shrimp, and it's really tasty, really good. So, and these are really easy to make, like you're gonna see now. You can do them like for breakfast, even for like an appetizer too. You're gonna see that this zucchinis have a lot of water, so we're gonna have to strain a little bit through a sieve, so we don't have too much liquid when you're making your cakes. Otherwise, they're too runny. So you can see probably 1 big zucchini is gonna be enough for 3 cups. But one of the things you're gonna see when you squeeze the water out, you're gonna get a little less, right? So I'm gonna chop a little bit more here. Probably cut another one. Yes, I have enough here. Okay. As you can see this. And you can make this ahead of time, okay? So you don't have to like make them and cook them right away. You can hold them in your refrigerator once you got the patties form, and then you can, pan fry them when you need them. I'm also going to be talking about, the cooking technique here. Pan frying is something that's very important to understand. So I think we should have enough here. Okay. You're going to see that there's a lot of moisture in this zucchini here. So I got a sieve here. We're going to put some of this, probably half. You can put it all. You got big enough sieve. Something you can do too, if you got time, you can sprinkle the zucchinis with some salt. What salt does helps to bring out some of the moisture. But right now, I don't have a lot of time to waste. So I'm gonna kind of squeeze some of the juice out of here. As you can see, there's a lot of liquid coming out. But if you were to put some salt in this and kind of let them sit for a while, the salt is going to draw some of the moisture out. Salt is hygroscopic, which means it attracts water, right? So it's going to draw a lot of water out. And that's something we do a lot when you're like going to draw like saute or grill vegetables, especially. You're going to put them in a sheet pan, sprinkle those with some salt, and when you come back later on, you're going to see like little water droplets on the surface of your vegetables, and that means that the salt is working, it's drawing some of the moisture out. As you can see, I want to try to squeeze as much as we can because we're going to be adding some eggs to bind this mixture together with the cheese and also the breadcrumbs, some onions, some garlic. Okay, so that's going to be enough for this. I'm going to dump this water. Now I'm going to put my zucchinis in here. Now I'm going to be adding the rest of my ingredients. I have, like I said, some chopped garlic here. Okay, about 2 cloves. You can add more if you want, if you like a lot of garlic. Okay, I also got about 2 or 3 tablespoons of brunoise onions. You want to cut them really fine. Another thing you can do, you can also like slice them very thin. I like to add some onions. It adds a lot of flavor to them. This dish. Okay, mix them in there. I also got some fresh grated some Parmesan cheese, about a cup and a half. I'm gonna save a little bit for my garnish. Okay. And I got some panko. You can also use regular breadcrumbs, about a cup and a half. Don't add all of it because sometimes if it's too, might be too dry. If you squish too much liquid out, you might end up with a little bit of too dry of a patty, right? So we're gonna do just kind of half of it because we're gonna add some eggs still, right? To bind everything together. Okay. I gotta put some black pepper here. If you want a little spicy, you can also add some pepper flakes, right? A little salt. Be careful with the salt because the cheese has a lot of salt in it, so you don't want to end up with something it's too salty. You can always season this at the end when they're done cooking. All right. Just a couple more pepper here. As you can see, this is coming together very fast, right? So cooking is a very easy thing as long as you got everything ready to go. Prep, and once you have everything, you know, your ingredients ready to go, the actual cooking process becomes so much easier, right? Okay, now we're gonna put some eggs in here. I'm gonna crack 3 eggs in a little bowl here. Be careful not to put any shells in there. You always want to crack the eggs on a flat surface. Otherwise, you know, if you put them like in the corner of the table, the shell's gonna break and they're gonna go inside the egg. You don't want that. You don't want any shells. Okay, so we got 3 eggs in there. Gonna whip them a little bit here. And this is gonna help to bind our cakes together, along with the cheese and the breadcrumbs. As you can see, okay, it's gonna be a little bit runny, so that's why you want to kind of hold off on all the breadcrumbs to kind of put some more at the end. Okay, so there. And you're gonna see this mixture. If it sits around, you're gonna see like a lot of water too. So when you come, if you were to like hold it in the cooler, when you come back, you're gonna see a lot more water. That's because, you know, the zucchinis have a lot of moisture too. So you can, you know, drain that if you're gonna cook them later, or maybe add a little more breadcrumbs just to firm your mixture a little bit more when you cook them. Okay, see they're getting there. And usually I like to kind of sit this mixture for a little bit because the breadcrumbs are really dry, so it takes a little while for them to absorb you know, a lot of moisture. So if you were to kind of just grab this with your hands, you're gonna feel the breadcrumbs a little bit crunchy, right? So this is almost coming together really nice. Okay, look at this. Now I think we're getting ready to form some patties here and to start pan frying them. Just in case you're wondering, you probably heard before, like pan fry or saute or deep fry. Well, there's a difference, okay? These are considered dry cooking techniques because we don't use any liquids, but we use oil. So when you're sauteing something, use a very small amount of oil or fat. Any fat will do it, not just oil. You can use any kind of fat. Some of the things you need to remember is the smoke point of the fat, right? Because when you're sauteing, it's going to be a high heat, right? So you don't want an oil that's going to burn very quick. The smoke points refers to when the oil starts to burn. And at that point, you don't want to use it. You want to kind of change the oil. If your pan gets too hot, put it aside and start over again, because that's going to affect the final product of whatever you're cooking. When you're pan frying, you're actually going to use a little more fat because you need the fat to go up like halfway up. And I'm going to show you in a little bit when I start frying these cakes. Otherwise, if you flip the cake, you don't have enough oil, you're going to see a ring around your product that's where the oil did not came to be, and then it's going to be like white. So you want to get a nice and golden brown, and you're going to cook it for a little bit longer. So you got to watch the temperature too. You don't want to get it too hot. Otherwise, it's going to burn on the outside, and the center is not going to cook very well. So that's something you want to keep in mind. Now we're ready to form some patties here. Try to make them all the same size, right? I'm using this big spoon here, kind of get like a, maybe you can use like a ice cream scoop too. Get a nice heaps. Okay, you kind of form it like this. They're gonna be kind of runny, right? They feel really moist. If you think they're too wet, you can actually put some more breadcrumbs, right? Okay, but it's gonna be okay. They're gonna hold really nice. So again, you can also start making those in pan fry 'em right away. So I'm gonna get my pan going to start cooking these cakes, right? See, they hold their shape, right? So let's come over here and turn my on. Okay. So here it's important too. I'm using some vegetable oil. Has a smoke point about 400 degrees. Also, like I was saying, when you deep fry, you actually submerging the product all the way in the oil. So you're going to need a lot more. You don't need a fryer, to be honest with you. At home you can fry it, but it's very important that you control the temperature. When you're frying, you want to have the temperature of the oil around 350. Again, because it's the science behind frying. Actually, the product is cooking within. Because as you guys know, water boils at sea level 212 degrees. So if the oil is 350, anytime you put something in there that has moisture, it's going to steam right away, right? It's going to get very hot and it's going to start to steam. So it actually steams from the inside out, right? That's why a lot of times you're putting, doing like a coating, like a breading or a batter to kind of protect the product, and also adds a lot of a crunch to it. So that's the reason why we do that. But remember that. So when you start heating up the pan, this is going to heat up really fast. So you want to get it nice and hot. So when you put your cakes in there, they're not going to stick. You're going to see the oil start to shimmer here, and it's going to get a little like more runny. So when the oil is cold, it has the viscosity a little bit thicker, right? And so when you put it in the pan, it's going to start to get a little more like runny, as you can see that, right? So you don't want to get it too very smoking, because what happens when it starts to smoke, the oil is actually burning. And then the flash point comes. That's when the oil catches on fire. You don't want that. See that? It's actually getting very hot. So I'm going to be careful. When you drop those, drop them away from you. See? These are kind of a little bit too soft. So anytime you drop in something, you want to kind of drop it away from you so you're not splashing anything. See? Be very careful. Okay. You can actually turn it down, otherwise they're going to brown too quick. Okay, hang on, as you can see. It's real different when you're cooking with electric or induction burners, because they get really hot very fast. You can see these are browning really quick, so it's one of those things you got to be careful. See, this one got a little bit too hot, so as you can see, it gets hot very quick. I'm gonna turn it down. See, this one a little better, much better. You're able to control the heat much better when using a gas stove. I'll take a plate. As you can see, they don't stick to the bottom because the oil is hot enough. They're not going to stick. One of the things you got to be careful too, I mean, at home, you probably have a Teflon pan. Well, Teflon pans are going to be okay for a while, but they're not meant to resist like high amounts of heat. Usually in the restaurant setting, used only to cook eggs, right? And eggs cook very quick, so you're now not be exposed in the pan to high heats, because when you do that, and also when you put them in the oven, the Teflon gives up some like toxic fumes, and it's going to start to break down, right? Because they're not meant to withhold high amounts of heat. So the best way to go with a pan for home is you can use an aluminum pan or stainless steel like this, and they're gonna last you much longer. Okay, as you can see, this one's. Take the side away, pull them out. And then you can just keep putting more in there. As you take them out, you're making more room. And you're gonna see the oil, the temperature of the oil is gonna drop, right? And it's not gonna be as hot as the ones you put in the first, because they got burned real quick. See how brown they got? But these ones are much lighter. See that? You want to get them nice golden brown. See that? And you can see they're all very nice and brown all the way around, so the oil has to go halfway up. Otherwise, if you don't have enough oil, you're only going to see brown at the bottom, and then when you flip them over and around, it's going to be like a white circle, and you don't want it. You want to get a nice golden brown all the way around your cakes, right? A lot of times when you see sometimes crab cakes, when people pan fry them, you can tell that they didn't have enough oil in the pan because around the edges they look a little white. Then you don't want that. You want to have a nice golden brown color all the way around. Another thing you're going to be seeing, see how the oil starts to foam up? Well, that's because, you know, the oil is kind of getting dirty, it's getting burned, and at this point you're going to see that also the quality of the oil is kind of, you know, getting bad because it gets too hot and you're getting a lot of moisture from the product, and you're going to see some mush on top and some foaming. And that means the oil needs to be changed, right? But since we're not going to be doing a lot of cooking now, we're going to just dump this oil out. Turn this off now. I'm almost ready to make a little plate here. At this point, we can plate some of this. I made some crème fraîche here. Out. Or you can make any other type of sauce you want for this. A little sprig of parsley, and there you got some really easy to make, you know, zucchini cakes. And again, if you want to add some kind of protein, I have added some shrimp piece in there, and they come out really nice and tasty. So again, I hope you guys enjoy this, and I will see you guys next week. Thank you.